Leonardo DiCaprio, who is now 48 years old. He looks almost as bad as Madonna. He is bloated. I mean, you could tell this guy's like partied a little bit too much. He's got like the big bloated look, like, ugh, step away from the booze. And he is now dating a teenager, literally a teenager. She's 19. He's in the news every week for how he won't date anybody past age 25. If he does, it makes news. And now he's actually gone down to a teenager. She could literally be his daughter.
The internet moves faster than truth now. One headline appears, one screenshot starts circulating, one name gets connected to something controversial, and suddenly the entire world feels like it already knows the story before anyone even checks the facts. That's exactly what happened when Leonardo DiCaprio's name started getting dragged back into conversations connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Social media exploded almost instantly. Clips resurfaced, old photos were reposted. People started making assumptions before the details were even clear. And then Megyn Kelly stepped in and completely lost it. But what shocked people wasn't just that she reacted, it was how intense her reaction became.
Here's Bill Clinton, who just offered an opening statement before his testimony. Would you listen to this? As someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, okay. Not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not sweetheart deals. Sure, Jan. The reason I'm here is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice, but healing. Okay. You and your crazy-ass wife used George Stephanopoulos and James Carville to create whole war rooms to destroy the young women who were accusing you of far less than Jeffrey Epstein was ever accused of. You destroyed them. You organized massive PR campaigns to undermine their credibility, woman after woman after woman, who we now know were telling the truth, and who I certainly believe were telling the truth about you. Kathleen Willey is one. Juanita Broderick is another. Paula Jones is another. Jennifer Flowers is another. So just fucking spare me that you now really have a lot of concern about the women and girls allegedly caught up in the Epstein web. The reason I'm here is the girls and women whose lives Epstein destroyed deserve justice and healing. Oh my God, you're such a fucking liar. This guy just wrote in his stupid letter trying to get out of this deposition, along with his wife, co-signed literally by his wife. There comes a time in every person's life where they have to decide if they're going to roll over for this fascistic government or whether they're prepared to fight. That time for us is now. They were ready. They wanted to be martyred. We are going to fight this administration. We have no information on Epstein. This is just a complete bully job. And
when Megyn Kelly saw how fast the narrative was spreading, she didn't hold back. She went off, but not in the way people expected. Because this wasn't just about one actor being pulled into a headline. This was about how quickly the internet turns a question into a conclusion and a headline into a verdict. It started the same way these stories always seem to start. Documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein began circulating again. People started digging, scrolling, searching for familiar names, and the moment a recognizable name appeared, especially one as big as DiCaprio, it spread instantly. Screenshots flooded social media, clips were reposted, commentary videos exploded across platforms, and within hours the narrative was already forming.
Speaking of infections, I mean, that's one of the big takeaways or pieces of evidence, again, from this library that we now have access to, which is Epstein drafted an email to himself where this brings blackmail into it potentially too. He seems to be threatening to blow the whistle on Bill Gates and is saying he helped Bill Gates procure antibiotics because he slept with a prostitute, a Russian prostitute, and needed to slip something to his then wife, Melinda, in order to be surreptitious about it. And so that looks like Epstein was planning potentially, again, this was in his drafts, but he was planning potentially to blow the whistle for leverage over Bill Gates.
Well, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you've written on this too, the Bill Gates potential blackmail thing. So this email that Jeffrey Epstein sent to himself, or was in his drafts, I don't know which, must have been sent to himself. And it's in like the voice of a Bill Gates worker, employee, who seems to be saying, it would be terrible if this stuff I did for you got revealed, sir. It's going to be really bad if the world finds out I got you STD antibiotics to slip into Melinda's food because you cheated on her with a hooker or with a sex trafficking person who had diseases in the hoochie. And your point, I think, has been like that's potential blackmail. And didn't then Epstein and Gates invest in that guy's company? The guy, the employee in whose voice Epstein was allegedly writing this email?
Yeah, I mean, look, I will stress it's another case. Gates has denied all of this. And so I think it's just important to say we don't have evidence that anything in that email is true. It does appear that Epstein wrote that to be in the voice of one of Gates's main advisors, somebody named Boris. Boris and Epstein had been exchanging emails because Boris was mad that Gates wasn't going to spring for this really expensive apartment penthouse for him in New York. And he was getting Epstein's advice on how to basically get what he wanted at just a purely materialistic level from Gates. So pretty tawdry stuff. But I think it was the first clearest piece of evidence that, blackmail was, that there was some, there's some evidence that there was some thinking around blackmail. We also know now that there were hidden cameras. He talked, and there's discussion in the email about him implanting hidden cameras. I was impressed by how aggressive Epstein was in trying to get with Gates. He also was advising Gates on how to, raise money and have a donor-advised fund.
Her name is Lisa Phillips again, and it's SOT 50.
Several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I say good for them. This is like the actual men who are in Epstein's circle. This is their worst nightmare because not all of them are pedophiles. Some of them just knew Epstein. I mean, I think Trump is in that category. I think Alan Dershowitz is in that category. Eventually, Steve Bannon was kind of in that category because he was advising Epstein to some extent after he, got in trouble. I don't think these people did anything wrong morally, in terms of the girls, but if the list is now up to the survivors of like who was in his orbit a lot, because the real officials won't tell us the names of those who have been actually accused of bad actions, I'm not surprised the women are taking control of the situation. And I think this is going to be an even worse outcome for men who are potentially innocent of wrongdoing.
Because according to Megyn Kelly, the internet had crossed a dangerous line again. She wasn't just angry about DiCaprio trending, she was furious about the way people were turning speculation into certainty overnight. And once she started speaking, the entire conversation changed. What made this situation even more explosive was the timing. The Epstein case has remained one of the most disturbing and controversial stories connected to elite power circles for years. Every time new documents appear, people immediately start searching for celebrity names, political figures, billionaires, actors, musicians, anyone recognizable. The public has become obsessed with connecting dots, even when those dots aren't fully explained yet. And the second Leonardo DiCaprio's name appeared in online discussions again, the internet did what it always does. It reacted emotionally first and rationally later. But here's the thing most people forget. Leonardo DiCaprio has spent decades building one of the biggest careers in Hollywood. He wasn't just another celebrity, he became one of the most respected actors of his generation. From the early days of Titanic to award-winning performances in films that defined entire eras, DiCaprio built an image that looked almost untouchable. People saw him as talented, intelligent, private, and carefully controlled. Unlike many celebrities who constantly chase attention online, Leonardo always kept a certain distance from the chaos of public drama. That's part of why this situation exploded the way it did. People are fascinated when someone with a polished reputation suddenly gets pulled into controversy, even indirectly. The internet loves the idea of hidden secrets behind perfect images. And when Epstein's name becomes part of any discussion, emotions instantly get stronger, because the crimes connected to that case were horrifying. The public anger surrounding Epstein never disappeared. It stayed under the surface, waiting for every new headline to bring it back again.
There's a clip of Alan Dershowitz that's gone totally viral. It was from an interview he gave Sean Spicer. I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to update it for you. And then we're going to talk about what, if anything, it all means for what we're supposed to believe about the FBI's files.
Let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them. And that's wrong.
Just out of curiosity, without names, are these politicians, business leaders, both?
They're everything. And let me tell you, a lot of them are, at least one of them is somebody who was accused. Others are accusers. And the judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to give any information about them. But they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators. So we don't have information about false accusers. And we know there have been many false accusers who have accused innocent people for money. And those records are being deliberately, willfully suppressed.
Over the years, many famous names have been connected to Epstein socially, professionally, or through photographs and public events. Some connections turned out to be more serious than others. Some people faced investigations. Others were never accused of wrongdoing at all. But online, those distinctions often disappear completely. That's what Megyn Kelly became so frustrated about, because according to her, people weren't slowing down to ask basic questions anymore. They weren't asking whether someone was accused of a crime. They weren't checking whether any official allegations existed. Instead, they were seeing a trending topic and immediately treating it like a confirmed conviction. And that's when everything started spiraling. As screenshots spread across social media, people began reposting old photos connected to elite Hollywood events and celebrity gatherings. Commentary channels started uploading dramatic thumbnails within hours. TikTok clips. Over the years, many famous names have been connected to Epstein socially, professionally, or through photographs and public events. Some connections turned out to be more serious than others. Some people faced investigations. Others were never accused of wrongdoing at all. But online, those distinctions often disappear completely. That's what Megyn Kelly became so frustrated about, because according to her, people weren't slowing down to ask basic questions anymore. They weren't asking whether someone was accused of a crime. They weren't checking whether any official allegations existed. Instead, they were seeing a trending topic and immediately treating it like a confirmed conviction. And that's when everything started spiraling. As screenshots spread across social media, people began reposting old photos connected to elite Hollywood events and celebrity gatherings. Commentary channels started uploading dramatic thumbnails within hours. TikTok clips exploded. Twitter threads multiplied. YouTube creators rushed to join the conversation before the algorithm moved on. Suddenly, Leonardo DiCaprio's name was everywhere, attached to one of the darkest scandals in modern history. What nobody expected was Megyn Kelly's response to become almost bigger than the original story itself. She came out swinging hard, not necessarily defending every celebrity connected to Epstein socially, but attacking what she saw as reckless online behavior. According to Kelly, the internet had become addicted to outrage. In her eyes, people no longer cared about the difference between documented facts and viral assumptions. They only cared about emotional reactions, clicks, and attention. And honestly, that struck a nerve with a lot of people. Because the truth is, social media has completely changed how scandals work now. Years ago, accusations took time to spread. Journalists investigated stories carefully. Official reports mattered. Now everything happens instantly. A single post can reshape someone's reputation overnight before any real investigation even begins. Megyn Kelly argued that this exact pattern was happening again with Leonardo DiCaprio. She pointed out something important that many people online ignored. Being mentioned around a larger story is not the same as being charged with a crime. Being photographed with someone years ago is not automatically proof of wrongdoing. But in the world of viral narratives, context disappears almost immediately. And once context disappears, the public fills the gaps emotionally. That's where things became dangerous, because after DiCaprio started trending, people began revisiting old interviews and public appearances, trying to reinterpret everything through a darker lens. Innocent moments suddenly looked suspicious to some viewers simply because they were now watching them differently. That's how online narratives grow. Once people believe there's a hidden story, they start searching for anything that confirms what they already want to believe. Megyn Kelly directly called that out. She warned viewers about confirmation bias, about how easy it is for millions of people to convince themselves something must be true simply because they've seen it repeated thousands of times online. And honestly, her frustration felt real. She wasn't speaking calmly anymore. She sounded angry about what media culture itself has become. Because this wasn't just about Leonardo DiCaprio anymore. It became a larger conversation about fear, reputation, and public judgment. One of the biggest problems with internet culture now is that people rarely separate questions from conclusions. The moment someone's name trends negatively, many viewers emotionally treat them as guilty before any evidence is verified. And once that label attaches itself to someone online, it can stay there forever, even if nothing is proven later. That's the part Megyn Kelly kept coming back to repeatedly. The internet moves on fast, but reputations don't recover that easily. And that's especially true with a case as emotionally charged as Epstein's. The crimes connected to Epstein involved real victims, real trauma, and horrifying abuse of power. That's why emotions become so intense whenever new information appears. People desperately want accountability. They want answers. They want justice. But Megyn Kelly argued that emotional urgency cannot replace actual evidence. According to her, once society stops making that distinction, everything becomes chaos. Facts get mixed together with rumors. Speculation starts sounding identical to proven information, and eventually people stop caring about accuracy entirely. That's what made her reaction so explosive. At one point, Kelly even questioned whether social media platforms themselves encourage this behavior intentionally, because outrage spreads faster than caution. Anger generates clicks, suspicion creates engagement, and algorithms reward emotional reactions far more than careful analysis. That's why stories like this become massive almost instantly, and the pressure it creates on celebrities is enormous. Imagine waking up and suddenly seeing your name connected to one of the darkest criminal cases in modern history across every platform online. Even if no charges exist, even if no accusations are officially made, the association alone becomes devastating. That's the power of perception now, and perception often becomes stronger than reality itself. For Leonardo DiCaprio, the timing made things even worse because Hollywood audiences have already become deeply suspicious of celebrity culture in general. over the last several years, the public has lost trust in powerful entertainment circles. People feel like there are hidden systems behind the glamour, secrets protected by wealth and influence. So when any famous actor's name appears connected to controversial discussions, audiences immediately become emotionally invested. The internet almost wants another shocking revelation. That's why situations like this spread so quickly.
But what nobody expected was how divided people became after Megyn Kelly spoke out. Some viewers praised her for defending the importance of facts and due process. They argued she was right to warn people against treating viral rumors like confirmed truth. Others accused her of protecting celebrity culture or trying to minimize serious concerns connected to Epstein's network. And honestly, that division perfectly reflects the bigger problem. People no longer trust institutions, media, celebrities, or even official reporting completely anymore. Everyone feels suspicious of everyone else, so every scandal immediately turns into a battle between competing narratives instead of a calm search for facts. That emotional atmosphere changes everything. It makes conversations more aggressive, it makes speculation spread faster, and it makes truth harder to separate from performance. For DiCaprio, the emotional impact of all this cannot be ignored either. Whether someone is guilty of wrongdoing or not, public association with a scandal like Epstein's creates permanent damage. The internet never forgets. Once your name becomes part of a viral controversy, screenshots and headlines continue circulating forever. That's something Megyn Kelly emphasized repeatedly. The accusation itself often becomes the punishment, even before evidence is examined, even before investigations finish, even before facts become fully clear. And for celebrities, that kind of pressure can quietly destroy relationships, business opportunities, friendships, and public trust. Fans start questioning everything. Brands become nervous. Studios worry about backlash. Public image becomes fragile overnight. What makes modern scandals different is that people aren't waiting for courtrooms anymore. Social media has become its own form of public trial. Millions of strangers act like investigators, prosecutors, judges, and juries all at once. And once public opinion forms emotionally, reversing it becomes nearly impossible. That's what Megyn Kelly seemed genuinely disturbed by, not just this story specifically, but the entire system surrounding it. Because in her eyes, society is losing the ability to pause and think critically before reacting emotionally. Every controversy immediately becomes entertainment. Every accusation becomes content. Every trending topic becomes another opportunity for engagement. And somewhere inside all that noise, truth starts disappearing. That's what made her reaction feel bigger than celebrity gossip. It felt like frustration with the internet itself. At the same time, the public's obsession with Epstein-related stories isn't going away anytime soon. Too many unanswered questions remain. Too many people still believe powerful figures escaped accountability. That's why every new document or headline creates another wave of attention. The public keeps searching for hidden connections because they feel like there are still pieces missing from the larger story. And honestly, that suspicion probably isn't disappearing anytime soon either.
But there's still an important difference between asking questions and declaring guilt. That distinction matters, maybe now more than ever, because once society completely loses that line, reputations can be destroyed by speculation alone. Facts become secondary to virality, and emotional narratives start controlling public opinion before reality even catches up. That's the uncomfortable truth sitting underneath this entire situation. Megyn Kelly didn't just react to Leonardo DiCaprio trending, she reacted to the culture surrounding it. The speed, the outrage, the assumptions, the way millions of people instantly accept a narrative simply because it feels emotionally convincing. And whether people agreed with her or not, she forced viewers to confront a difficult question. Has the internet become more interested in destroying people than understanding the truth? Because once a story starts moving online, it almost develops a life of its own. It spreads faster than facts can catch up. It reshapes reputations instantly. And sometimes, by the time reality finally becomes clear, the damage has already been done. That's the scary part about moments like this. Not just what's true or false, but how quickly public perception becomes permanent. So while people continue debating Leonardo DiCaprio, Megyn Kelly, Epstein documents, and celebrity connections, maybe the bigger issue is the system itself. A world where outrage spreads faster than evidence, a world where assumptions become headlines, and a world where one viral narrative can redefine someone forever before the full story is even understood. Because in today's internet culture, the loudest story often wins, even when the truth is still catching up. And that may be the most dangerous part of all. If you want more deep breakdowns on viral celebrity controversies, media narratives, and the stories everyone is arguing about online, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Because sometimes the real story isn't just the headline itself, it's how the world reacts to it. And maybe that's the part people need to think about the most. Not just the headlines, not just the viral clips, not just the trending hashtags, but the way the internet can completely reshape someone's image overnight. Because once a narrative takes hold online, it becomes almost impossible to stop. Millions of people see it, react to it, and spread it, long before the full truth is even understood. And by the time facts finally catch up, the damage is often already done. That's why this entire situation surrounding Leonardo DiCaprio, the Epstein files, and Megyn Kelly's explosive reaction feels so much bigger than just another celebrity controversy. It exposed something deeper about modern media and internet culture. People are no longer waiting for confirmation. They're reacting emotionally first and asking questions later. One screenshot becomes proof, one viral post becomes evidence, and suddenly the line between speculation and reality starts disappearing completely. But at the same time, people also understand why emotions run so high whenever Epstein's name enters the conversation. The crimes connected to that case were horrifying. Real victims suffered. Real abuse happened behind closed doors, while powerful people moved through elite circles untouched for years. That's why the public keeps searching for answers. That's why every new document creates another massive wave online. People want accountability, they want transparency, and they want to know who knew what.
But here's the dangerous part. Wanting answers and assuming guilt are not the same thing, and Megyn Kelly made it very clear that once society stops separating those two things, everything becomes chaos. Facts get buried under emotions, rumors spread faster than evidence, and the internet turns into a giant courtroom where millions of strangers decide someone's fate before any official truth is even confirmed. That's the reality we're living in now, a world where public opinion moves faster than investigations, a world where one trending headline can follow someone forever. And whether people agree with Megyn Kelly or completely disagree with her reaction, one thing is undeniable. This conversation forced millions of people to stop and think about how powerful viral narratives have become. Because at the end of the day, the internet never really forgets. Stories fade, trends move on, new controversies appear, but the labels stay attached to people forever. And that's why situations like this become so intense so quickly, not just because of what's true or false, but because perception itself has become one of the most powerful forces in the world. So what do you think? Did Megyn Kelly have a point about people rushing to conclusions too fast? Or do you think the public has every right to question every name connected to these documents? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, because this conversation is far from over. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into the biggest celebrity scandals, viral controversies, and internet stories everyone is talking about. Because trust me, this story is only getting started.